As most of you are not biblical scholars educated in the ancient languages of Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, etc., I'll do my best to simplify what the sisters were discussing among each other, which was the significance of the just created way of the future church, called the First Church of Artificial Intelligence, now being supported by the transhumanism organization Humanity Plus - and how this merger explains the attributes associated with both the Antichrist and Armilus. Here's a quick explanation of what I'm talking for those of you not having heard about what's going on. The way of the future church is the first artificial intelligence religion to exist in modern times, and was created by the Silicon Valley robotics wunderkind Anthony Lewandowski, who said about this new religion, "Humans are in charge of the planet because we are smarter than other animals and are able to build tools and apply rules. In the future, if something is much, much smarter, there's going to be a transition as to who is actually in charge. What we want is the peaceful, serene transition of control of the planet from humans to whatever. And to ensure that the whatever knows who helped it get along." The sisters' commentary of the way of the future church, though, states that this artificial intelligence religion is not actually new at all, but a recreation of the false god men created before the Great Fall, Noah's flood, and that the way of the future church freely admits by their stating, "We believe the creation of super-intelligence is inevitable mainly because after we recreate it, we will be able to tune it, manufacture it, and scale it." Humanity and is a vast, and very powerful, global organization spearheading the effort to create a new kind of transhuman enhanced by artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, and dynamic interfaces, with the most common transhumanist thesis being that human beings will be able to transform themselves into different beings with abilities so greatly expanded from the natural condition as to merit the label of post-human beings. The sisters' commentary of the plans of humanity and to recreate humanity calls it an abomination, with their citing the biblical words, "But God gives it a body as He has chosen, and to each kind of seed its own body. For not all flesh is the same, but there is one kind for humans, another for animals, another for birds, and another for fish." 1 Corinthians 15:38-39, and God warning, "You shall not sow your vineyard with two kinds of seed, lest the whole yield be forfeited, the crop that you have sown and the yield of the vineyard." Deuteronomy 22:9. The Antichrist is a term originated by the Apostle John, found solely in the first epistle of John and second epistle of John, and has been extrapolated to meaning the entity that will rise up in the world to deceive humanity and oppose the coming of the Messiah in the last days, and who in Jewish eschatology, end-time events, is called Armilus. The sisters' commentary on the Antichrist and Armilus devotes nearly all of its words to the latter, as the Antichrist has only 5 mentions in the Bible, all in the New Testament, while Armilus is referenced/noted hundreds of times in the Zohar, which is the 900-year-long collection of commentaries on the Torah, Old Testament, that contains all of the spiritual states that people experience as their souls evolve, with the end of the process being the souls achieving what Kabbalah refers to as the end of correction, the highest level of spiritual wholeness, and whose present-day expert of, Rabbi Yosef Berger, the rabbi of King David's tomb on Mount Zion, is now warning that the mysterious booms being heard the world over are a sign that the Messiah's coming is near, and who, also, predicted that Trump would become president, and that his victory would begin the messianic process. In the sisters' expanded commentary on Armilus, they note it is written in the Zohar that he is the offspring of Satan and a virgin, or Satan and a statue, or stone, but with the ancient Hebrew word statue, semel, being discounted as it's a masculine noun, and the feminine noun stone, eben, being more accurate to describe the virgin, and one of whose meanings is another, that can, literally, mean anything relating to females. The sisters explain that with Armilus coming into existence via a virgin conception, never having occurred before, initiated by the prince of the air Satan, an empirical belief that Armilus will be the first artificially enhanced transhuman having godlike powers cannot be ruled out, especially with written accounts saying Armilus, like the Antichrist, will be worshipped the world over, and which can only be attributable to his godlike powers, as his physical body is an unnatural abomination, and is described as being a monstrosity, bald-headed, with one large and one small eye, deaf in the right ear and maimed in the right arm, while the left arm is 2½ ells long, nearly 50 inches. If any of you reading this want to believe that none of this could possibly ever come true, well, and I'm very sorry to say, you're not living in reality, and it's not just me saying this, it's some of the greatest minds our world has ever known, including physicist Stephen Hawking, who is now warning that artificial intelligence could be the worst event in the history of civilization, and billionaire inventor genius Elon Musk, likewise, warning that artificial intelligence now poses a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization. With these warnings being shouted to anyone who can hear, though, and barely a handful of you know this, you are living in logical fallacy world called affirming the consequent created by the mass media that has distorted all true meaning and that makes the logically absurd sound reasonably logical for anybody who does not want to bother with considering if it is logical at all, such as, you just said you beat that woman you were racing against, so you admit you beat women. Or Trump said there were good people marching, some of those marching were Nazis, Trump supports all Nazis. I guess my bottom line here, folks, is this: every day I watch the sisters work to keep you as informed as possible about the true things that are happening in our world that directly affect you, your families and your loved ones, while at the same time, the mainstream media does everything in its power to deceive as many people as they possibly can, but with very few of you even realizing that by failing to help us and those like us, pretty soon all you'll up with is lies being told to you.